Internet, good morning. This is Daybreak 48 coming back at you guys with yet again another action figure review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the S.H.Figuarts Vegeta figure, also known as Scouter Vegeta, and yes, he is the newest release when it comes to the S.H.Figuarts lineup. Now with that said, here's the standard packaging that we already know. You have the picture of the actual figure here. You have his name right here. You have the open display window that showcases the figure inside. On this side it has some different pictures of the actual figure itself. On the back some more images. And then this side has literally nothing. And there you have it. That's the packaging. So guys, give me a sec. I'm going to take Vegeta here out of the box and we'll see what he has to offer. Be back in a few. And we are back. We have Scouter Vegeta out of the box, and I gotta say, this is a pretty okay figure. Now I just say okay because you already know what you're getting yourself into when you're picking up this particular figure if you've already gotten the Scouter Vegeta from the past. Now, yes, it's a different mold, but other than that, it's pretty much the same exact figure. So, with that said, before we take a look at the actual figure itself, I'm going to move Vegeta here out of the way, and let's take a look at his accessories first. So first, let's take a look. You get this tail piece right here, so if you want to have Vegeta posed with his tail kind of swinging around, you can. It's very simple. Just pull this out and pull it off his body, and then just peg this one in, and there you go. So that's pretty cool. The original Scouter Vegeta also had a tail, so nothing new here. Then you get two interchangeable hands, or arms I should say, because obviously when you get it out of the package, it already has the cross arm posed hands, which is quite nice because this is probably the way I'm going to display the Scouter Vegeta anyways. But yeah, if you don't want him to be a staction piece when it comes to the arms, you're definitely going to want to swap them out. And it's very simple. You literally just pull, and then push these in, and there you go. Alright, moving on to the hands real quick. You get these Kai blasting hands. You get some more Kai blasting hands, but the hands are all stretched out. You get this very special hand right here where he's crushing the Scouter. Very fitting for Vegeta. Looks good. Alright, moving on to some other accessories. You get this Scouter, and you might be like, Daybreak, why is there another Scouter? Well, if you take a look very closely here, there's nothing on this particular Scouter. If you take a look at this Scouter right here, on the other hand, yeah, you can clearly see there's some information that Vegeta is reading. Over 9,000. That's crazy. But anyways, so there you go. You can literally just pull this one off and peg this one in, whichever one you want to display your Vegeta figure with. Alright, moving on to the head. You get a completely separate head, and why is that the case? It's because if you don't want to have your Vegeta displayed with the Scouter, if you pull this off, you're going to see a ugly little peg hole. Now, if you don't want that ugly little peg hole, just pull off this existing head and put this one on, and as you guys can clearly see, no peg holes. So this is the one you want to go with. Alright, moving on. You have two different face plates. You get this one right here where he's really pissed and his vein is popping out on the side. And then you have this one which is more standard for Vegeta where he's just pissed. So there you go. Alright, now some things to keep in mind. When it came to the original release of the Scouter Vegeta, this is the head that you got with him. Now, I know this is not the right body for it, but I just wanted a powered down version of Vegeta in this form, so yeah, that's why I'm using this head. But if you take a look, this is the original Scouter Vegeta face, or the head, and then this is the newer one. And as you guys can clearly see right off the bat, the first thing that's different, this one is a lot more tan than this one. This one's a lot more pale. and I kind of like this one more because it's more show accurate in that sense. And then the other thing you're going to recognize is the fact that this head, the hair, is actually a little bit more flared out compared to this one, where this one's a little bit more narrow. So personally, I like this one more than this one, so keep that in mind. Alright, so continuing on with the review now. Let's bring in Vegeta here, and I gotta say, once again, this is a straight up retooling of the original Vegeta that we got way back when. It's nice to have that newer mold, but the thing I don't like about this newer mold, it limits the articulation, especially when it comes to the legs. So that's a little bit of an issue. And when it comes to the newer figures, for some reason, S.H.Figuarts has kind of taken a step back in the paint department, because as you guys can clearly see, guys, there's literally no shading, no paint at all when it comes to his undersuit or even his Saiyan armor at all. The original one had line work, panel lining everywhere, had shading on the armor and in the actual bodysuit and the boots as well. But here you can clearly see just flat blues all around, and then that's pretty much it. And just to give you guys a quick look at a previous Vegeta figure that we got, this is a lot older than obviously this one. This one just released, but yeah, take a look at how much detail that they put into this guy. You have shading all throughout his pants, every blue you see has shading in it. Even the boots right here, shading here, shading here, shading here. Gloves, shading here, here, here. And then if you take a close look at the armor bits, panel lining here, and then there's outlining all across. And even the back has that. But with the newer releases, you have literally no detailing at all, which is quite unfortunate. I'd rather have the detailing and instead of another Scouter like this thing. This I don't really care for. I'd rather have more detailing. So that's that. When it comes to articulation, it's pretty much the same deal with any S.H.Figuarts. The head can fully rotate, go left, right, you name it. It can pivot side to side. It does have a neck joint, but it's a little stiff, so just be careful when you maneuver it. The shoulder pads right here are on a hinge right here, which is quite nice because now you can just have this guy pose in a way where you don't need to worry about it. The original, I don't think there was a little hinge here. I think it was just tapped in, but I could be mistaken on that. The arms work the same way, and obviously these are staction pieces, but if you want to have him more posable, you would put these on, and you can see that, hey, it has double jointed elbows and has the rotation in the wrist and the pivot, so has pretty much everything you would want. When it comes to the upper diaphragm, as you guys can clearly see, it does everything you want it to. Waist is right there. Now these pieces right here, these flaps, are all hinged, so you won't have any problems maneuvering it whichever way you like. The legs can go out that far, which is a little bit limiting, but it's due to the new sculpt. The legs can go out that far out. Double jointed knees, so that looks good. The feet can go down that far, can go up that far, and it has that toe joint. Now, some minor issues that I do have with this guy is the fact that, like I said, no detailing when it comes to any of its armor bits and the blue suit. Also, when it comes to his feet, look at that. You see that hole? Yeah, if you want him to stand, you're going to have it's going to show. If you're looking at him from like up here, if you have him displayed a little bit higher up than the rest of the gang, then you're going to see that it's really disjointed here. And maybe that's just a defect on mine, but that's quite noticeable, and it's a little bit on the annoying side. Another thing that I don't like is the fact that the paint could have been a little bit cleaner. my camera is probably not going to capture this, but you will be able to tell when you guys get this particular figure for yourselves. I'm sure it's not all the figures, but if you do get one like mine, this right here, the glove piece, you can see a little bit of the blue coming out, which is a little on the annoying side. And where this hand connects to this arm piece, you can see that a little bit of the white paint got on the blue, which is a little bit frustrating. But it's just little nitpicks like that. When it comes to the positives, he looks great. I love the more flared out hair effect piece. I like the Scouter with the detailing on the actual Scouter. I like the fact that this guy has very nice tight joints. And yeah, overall, I think this is a nice little upgrade compared to the original one that we got. It's lacking a little bit of paint, but other than that, this guy pretty much has everything you want to have when it comes to a Scouter Vegeta. Now real quickly, just to showcase him compared to some of the other Vegetas that we've gotten so far, here is Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta right there. Here is another Vegeta, and as you guys can clearly see, these two are newer Vegeta figures and clearly no shading at all when it comes to his armor bits. So that is a little bit unfortunate. This one actually has a little bit of shading on the blue, but still not as much as the originals, such as this guy right here. He has shading all over the place. So there you go. So there you guys have it. There's more Vegetas out there. There's the crazy San Diego Comic-Con exclusive version with the crazy coloring, but that one is stored away, so I didn't want to take it out. But other than that, these are all the Vegetas, and they all look pretty darn good. If you guys need that Scouter Vegeta, then this one right here, pick it up because it's not that expensive. And with that said, guys, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to stop by and watch this video. If you like what you saw, please leave a thumbs up. If you have any questions or concerns, leave it in the comment section down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And with that said, guys, thank you so much. This is Daybreak Sun 48, and I'm signing out. Peace out, guys.